Good morning. Happy Monday. It feels like Saturday, so this is really great. Hey, I had to get everything on. You're working watch okay, I won't tell your boss. Last well, it was just what, Thursday. So I left you and I had not done the matting. Remember, I wasn't sure. Hi, Sharon. So I did decide to just post this white was out of my stash. And I know everybody has plenty of scraps. And this the 4 3/4 by 5 1/4, the two whites, and also make sure you just measure so that you have the correct dimensions. And then I did use the green at the bottom. So I liked it better than the original, which was the wrong paper I used. Okay, so now that completely caught me up to here. And I just want to go through a couple things. Some of you that watched the part last week realized I was using the reason we ran into some mistakes prior, and let me show you. I printed off my old copy before Tanya went in and did all the corrections when she made it. And so I hope none of these got sent in the kits, but it's very possible. Because if you remember on front of page one, we had and back of page one some issues, but it wasn't the instructions because these are correct. If you purchased a kit and Tanya can check, we can email you the correct instructions. Let me know. But I don't think I may think maybe one or two went out. So these are now in the garbage. So we figured the issue. Now, today we're going to do the front of page four, back of page four. Thursday. Now the times are going to change, and that's one reason I didn't post. I completely forgot. I had a little tummy bug yesterday, and then I completely forgot my grandson's 13th birthday. So I have four. My daughter's like, really, mom? And so I went to the birthday party because he's 13. And I'm now changing the times. I'll be able to do tutorials in the morning and late afternoon instead of so late in the evening, which will be easier on all of us. Trust me, because then I'm not too tired. Mistakes aren't made. So the 23rd, which is this coming Thursday, 10 a.m. And we're going to basically be done with the construction of our album. We have on the 27th, which is a week from today, at 10 a.m., we're going to go in and do the decorating. And I may break that into two. We may do a morning and an evening session. We're going to break this into two and we're going to get it all decorated and done. So we will be done the end of February. So what's coming next, you ask? Well, two things. I do have a year in review. I'm not doing the tutorial. It's the same tutorial as this, but I'll show it to you when I do get it done using this tutorial, our December daily tutorial. And I'm putting together January, February, March. I'm doing a whole year. Then I'm working on a recipe mini album, and I'm working on a smaller December daily album. So I'll probably doing that. I'm hoping around April, the small December daily, which is going to be more suitable for those of you who are empty nesters and you just, or maybe your family was super, super small. And we're going to do something smaller. Sherry, you let me know when you get it, the minute you get it, um, message me and send me a picture of your instructions and we'll look at it, make sure they were correct. Today, then we're going to do the front of page four. Let me try this so we don't. We're going to do the front of page four and the back. Well, Julianne, it's not going to be a tutorial because it's this tutorial and you're just going to use papers from your stash. Okay. Oh, and I do need to finish our gussets, but right here on this pocket, I did originally do this with my envelope punch board. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not easy to match the top to the bottom. So if you are really good at that, I'll give you where I cut it with my envelope punch board. Otherwise, I'm going to make two small thumbnails right there. I like the look of the envelope punch board. but it can be very frustrating. So we're going to create our flap on the front of page 4. And I did already pull out the papers, and I'll go through those with you when we get to that point. Well, hello, Sandy. So the first thing that you're going to want, and I do have on here, and you do have on here that you need 2 5x5s. Those are those little tags. Those are the tags that are on the inside of that pocket, and they were just from leftovers. You don't need those in the construction. We just need those to put in. So right now, all you're going to need is the 5.5 by 8.5 and a 5 by 9.5. So 5.5 by 8.5 and a 5 by 9.5. And we want to start with this 9.5 inch piece. And again, I need to trim it down so it's just a hair short. Are you working today too, Sandy? I'm going to cut it down so it's just a hair short of 9.5. I may have already done that. No, I didn't, because I just want it to fit nice. And what we're going to do with our 6.5, oh, wait a minute. Let me get on the right thing here. Page 4 with our 5.5. See, I didn't cut mine correctly. 5.5 by 8.5. Oh, 5.5 by 8.5. 5 by 9.5. Let's start with the 5 by 8.5. Okay. So with the 5 by 8.5 at the top of our scoreboard, so 5.5 up here, I want you to score at 1/2 inch. Change bulb voltage. The tips wear down on these, and I like this one better. So that's all you need is that 1/2 inch score line. Then we want to take the 9.5 by 5 inches, and with the 9.5 across the top of our scoreboard, I want you to score, get it over there. We're going to score this at 1/2 inch, 9 inches. And see, I got to show you something. I need to fix that at 1/2 at the 5. Okay, couple of things. Where I cut this down, um, Tanya, I got to talk to you about that. I'm just gonna grab something here, guys. Okay, I always turn mine. And um, Tanya, maybe not. I do. And it's not wrong. This is not wrong, but here is the issue. If you have cut this down a hair, that's not a true 1/2 inch. It's not gonna make it so that it fits super nice. So we're gonna, you wanna score that way you can if you do not trim this shorter than 9.5. Hope that makes sense. Otherwise, I want you to score the 9.5 across the top at 1/2 inch. Turn it to the 5 inch across the top and score at 1/2 inch. And I want you to turn it back and score at 1/2 inch. Now, if you notice, there is some difference. And that is why I always turn my paper, because I do cut mine a little bit shorter when I'm making pockets, and they don't hang over the edge of your base cardstock. So always turn it. Now, if you didn't trim it down, go ahead and score it 1/2 and 9. I hope there's no confusion on that one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and this is the 1/2 inch score line. I want you to burnish that. And don't hesitate. If you have any questions, just holler them out because we're here to help. Yeah, I always turn mine. So let's go ahead and miter these corners. Turning then gives you that true 1/2 inch when you need it for pockets. and most flips and flaps. I'll get here Wilbur snoring. It's his afternoon nap time. Man, I wish they made CPAPs for dogs. Okay, let's go ahead and fold up. We call these the short ends only because that's the shorter. Let me get that in there. Excuse me now. It doesn't matter right now. I just want to make sure I have a good fit because I don't like it to hang over. Now, there's two ways to fix it. Say you have it a little bit shorter like I do. I cut too much off. Usually it's not a problem. I can trim this base down or I can recut this in four, but I'm just going to cut my base down just a little bit to match better because I may have already, I cut these back in December. I may have already cut it. And sometimes we do that and then we forget, right? Oh, this is now 8.5. So now I just want to make it a little short of 8. You know, with paper crafting, eyeballing it, I do a lot of, but when it comes to putting pockets on, I want them to be nice and neat. Oh, see, nothing hangs over my edges. It sits right where it's supposed to. And it won't matter that it's just a hair short of the page. So we're good. Now we're going to go ahead and burnish the bottom. And we are going to, this is our top. This one becomes our top piece, as you can see. So we want to mat this first. And the reason we mat it first is so we can either, you can do your envelope punch board, and I'll go over that with you here in just a minute. Let's find the corners. I'll go to my envelope punch board. Just a little up that corner. Okay. And I'm going to use my thick punch to go through all my layers of paper. Okay. Hi, Christine. How are you doing? Okay. So what I did with my envelope punch board is I fold these in and I went 2 inches in, 2 inches in. So you would put this at 2 inches and punch. And I'll do that in just a minute. Turn it over 2 inches and punch. So when you cut your matting, that's where you gotta figure out how to match those up perfectly. You can do it if you make it. For me, I have to make a template with another piece of paper, get it right about get it wrong about 4 times before it's right. Otherwise, pretend this is it. We're just gonna punch it 2, turn it around and punch it 2, and you've got those really nice marks. But your envelope punch board really isn't strong enough. Actually, I'm gonna keep that. Now I'm gonna use that as an insert. Look how cute that is. This doesn't really give you room. Um, I mean, when you put your matting, you kinda gotta figure out. If anybody's got a good method for that, please send it my way. I would really love to match my matting up, my matted paper up to this. But now I'll keep that because it's gonna be a file folder and I could even cut that or cut, but I like it just like that. So we'll put it in our keep pile. But I'm gonna use this. Oops. And I want to mat it. And my directional, so my hinges here, remember this is going to be directional. And it's 4.5, and it should be almost 8.5. Now for that, I use, remember this piece we cut Thursday? And we cut it from the red stars. So we have plenty of this to use for here. So let's go ahead and cut this at 8 3/8, and I'm going to go a little short of 8 3/8 since I did cut that down, that little piece. And it's 4.5 wide, so I need 4 3/8 for my matting. And we're going to ink those edges. And I am just going to go ahead and put this all down. Good morning, Linda. Okay, so I would kind of want to have it the same way. 2 inches, excuse me, 2 inches in, and even though it's a hair short, I'll just go up 2 inches. So 2 inches in from this corner and 2 inches in from that corner, or you can mark it however you like. And I do have my center marked on my punch. So I'm going to match up my centers just like a sewing pattern. And I'm just going into those marks to the solid cardstock. And I will repeat. Then you've got those thumb holes, or you can use your thumb hole if you've got a thumb hole one. Let's see. I do that too, and also use the measurements to punch. Put back. Okay, you put back off 1/16 of an inch. So what Sandy's saying is, if it's 2, she would now take it to, well, this will have an eighth of a mark, and we're gonna have, I've got this ruler printed. I'm gonna get with everybody that needs help with those eighths. But there are marks in here. They are hard to see on my grid. There's a white one that's a little to see. You pull out the one we have in the store. So we have it in the store. And you just take it, Sandy says, to a 16th back. So it'd be 1 and 15/16. I know some of your heads are exploding, but we're gonna go over the ruler. Not to offend anybody. I don't want anybody to feel like, um, but I had to learn too, even as an adult, those 16s. And then I learned, the centimeters. So please don't be embarrassed. It's easy once you get it. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the matting, and I did round these corners. You can leave them straight, but I did round the corners. Well, I love math though. So if math is hard, it's either hard or it is easy, because a light either comes on or it doesn't come on. And it's okay because math can be very hard until that magical light comes on. You're like, I get it. I love math. People will throw numbers out at me, and I'm just like, yep, that's what it is. I just give you what the answer is. And my husband's like, oh my Lord. turn the heat off. Oh, the hinge is to my left. Pop that, pop that underneath. Now I do use a magnet on this. Okay, I forgot to grab out the plaid that I use on the back. So let me get that one. And I believe we have it in our scraps still. To be honest with you, the back part is not this back. What we use is not super important. I did get into our collection kit this morning, and I'll show you in just a moment which one I took out. And I'm just getting my plaid. Okay, here's our plaid. I took it out of, I had to open the collection kit, but I want to tell you, we've got some options here. You can either wait because if this should be your third sheet. We use this for, we're going to use this for the cover. So it's up to you. I'm going to put mine away and wait. I do not want to be short at all. That's why you will have a collection kit in there. Any of the other colors are fine for the back. So let's see what I've got here. You may even want to go plain. Because we still have some stripes. You should still have some pretty good pieces. I think we'll go with this guy. Let me show you. I use the plaid. So you definitely can wait because I don't have any more of the plaid with it's those green stars. We don't want to mess up. They use it on the cover. This is just fine for the back or plain. You still have all your plains in there, plain colors. So once again, we're going to cut it just short of 8 3/8 and 4 3/8. Now, in this album, I didn't do a lot of, you know how last time we did a lot of the piecing and we broke this up, and you can do that. I found that I use a lot. I just want the spaces for my photos. I found that um, I just needed a few journaling spots from last year. So this is where you can definitely change this up to your style. Maybe cut 2 inches off and have that white journaling on the bottom if you like. Now what we want to do is grab our magnets here. And I know if I go about half my or the approximate 1.5 inches, I have short fingers. It's hard to play the piano. I don't have that nice stretch. I don't know why I bought that. Sorry, guys. So random there. Okay. We're just going to bring it in about in the middle. Bottom off. I'll set him up there. And I'm going to go ahead and mat. Oh, what did I do here? Well, guess what? I cut mine too short. Yeah, the magnets are from your stash. They were not because you don't have to use magnets. This will stay down, or you can tie it. I cut mine too short. Well, definitely can use for tags. Let's see what else we got in our scraps. Hold on. I brought that was left over from the other cat. I'm gonna use him later. And we're gonna recut this. I have to recut this. I don't know what I did. Four, 4 3/8. This is 4.5. No, it's not, you guys. It's 5. Where did I get? Oh, our pocket. I was going to measurement. Thank you, Elizabeth. I need to pay attention. So 5 3/8. Thank you for telling me. So the white is from my stash, and I know you all. It doesn't even have to be white. It can be solid green, or you can use your solid colors out of your. You still have plenty of solids. I am just going a little rogue here for a minute. No, no what? 5 3/8. Oh my gosh, it's 5. I counted this. I need to pay attention. I need to stop being so human. Sorry, guys. 4 7/8. Elizabeth will now be teaching the class. No, just kidding, Elizabeth. No, 5 3/8 isn't too short because it's 4 7/8. 8 3/8. At this point, it's called measure your paper. 8 3/8 by 4 7/8. Third time is the charm. Yeah, always measure your cardstock. Do not listen to your instructor. Your instructor is just so happy to be with a bunch of crafters today. I'm not paying attention. Yes, it's something to laugh at. It's not serious. So please, if you're upset or mad, don't be. It's just fun. That's what we're here for. Nobody gets upset. We did it. But you know what? This is kind of, this is kind of blah now because it's just white. Let me see. So I have this left from our packages. It definitely needs a little brightening up here. Let's go 4 7/8. We're gonna do a little rogue here. That's what they look like today. Got our magnet there. I'm gonna bring it up so I don't have to round off that. I like it. Oh, Rhonda just said there. So you know what? She's right. So I am gonna kind of leave. I'm just gonna glue my two sides down. It's not a true belly band. I'm not scoring it, but a little tuck spot. Thank you guys. Hi, Linda. I saw your pictures. You make the prettiest little. I wanted to get the camera. I can't wait to see you again. But you looked so cute, and I'm glad you had so much fun. And I hope my girls weren't too much for you. Okay. Now, a fun little tuck spot. Maybe I just want to stick something there. I'll probably we'll do a decoration there, but it breaks up that white. Okay, let's grab our page, our book. Oh, yay, Stacy. You guys are gonna have a lot to keep busy with today. I know our designers love holidays when they're not working. They get to really get some crafting in and get some videos out there for you, which makes it fun for you on a holiday if you're off from work. Oh, Cindy, I never feel like anybody's laughing at me when it comes to crafting, so no apologies necessary. I, I laugh at myself more than anybody else, Tanya. And then if somebody is laughing at me per se, well, I'm glad I made their day happy. That's all that matters. Doesn't bother me, and I know you wouldn't. Okay, down that goes. Can anybody, I'm gonna be quiet. Can you hear Wilbur snoring? If you can't, I don't know how. Okay, that goes up, and I want to put a piece of red. Again, I used, let me show you. I'm gonna take that was in there. We're gonna be using that. Um, this was the one I had to take out of there just because I do want a piece there. It's not super necessary, but I did not see where we had any of that left over. Oh, you know what? This came out of the collection kit. And I do have this little piece left. I am going to change it from that little piece of red that I was going to cut, unless you have some in your stash. And I'm going to change it. Oh, the background's green. So very nice. I'm going to use plaid on the inside of there. And because I only need like a 1.5 to 2 piece, so I'll cut 1.5, and even that's more than enough. And we'll cut it at 8 3/8, and then we also need it to be just a hair short. I'll keep the bigger pieces and round your corners if you did. And like I said, you may want a solid or still have my tags out. So you could even make more if you got a tag die or you're gonna make the tags. They can even stick out like so. You don't want them to be just square. Pretty cute, huh? Okay, our base page, 6.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to use this back side. Just cut the header off first. So it'll fit in there. Because this side is directional. So I'm going to cut it at 8 3/8. Then we'll have this piece. Hi, David. How are you? And then we're going to cut this at 6 3/8. The back side isn't directional. No, I haven't seen you in a while either because we've been on so late, and you're already probably in bed. Okay, that's a good fit. So I'm going to ink it, and we're going to put it down. Okay, last Thursday, and also it's put into the tab file on Facebook called Guides where you can get all the tutorials. That was on Thursday, but did you guys see the live tutorial on Friday when Jana Eubank was in my store? And we made the big announcement that she is teaching at the October retreat. I don't know if you guys saw that, but super excited. You need to watch that live. Like, watch the live before you work on it. No, I'm kidding. So there's the front of page 4. Now let's look on the back of page 4. So the back of page 4 is there. It's going to have we're going to have a frame here. So we're going to have an up flap. We will have a down flap. And we'll have this cute little pocket again. You can make more tags. I also like these pockets just for loose photos that I need to go back and put in. Tags will fit in there nicely. Your cut aparts, anything you want to use. So we're going to have this cute little mechanism. This is where we'll use 2 more magnets if you want, or you can put a tie down here at the bottom and a tie up here at the top. We'll put it underneath. I'll show you when we get to that point, that flap. And you're going to begin with these sizes. So you need a 6.5 by 7, 1 4 by 8, and 2 6 and 7/8 by 2 6 and 7/8 by 5 and 5/8. That's right. 2 6 and 7/8 by 5 and 5/8. That doesn't sound right. Okay, hold on, guys. Okay. It's been a while since I made it. I just wanted to double check. So those are the measurements, 2 6 and 7 eighths by 5 eighths that we're starting with. Oh, my hook fell off my ruler. That's why it won't go on. Hold on. Close the it'll be one of our main projects, Sheila. She'll be one of the instructors. Yeah, you know, at our retreats, we don't have time for that extra one. No, she'll be one of our headlining designers. Okay, we're going to start. This is the back of page 4. We're going to start with our 6.5 by 7, which is this bigger one. And we want the 6.5 at the top of our scoreboard. And I want you to score this at 1/2 inch. This is that side pocket that is down on the bottom. Then we have our 4 by 8. Put everything up here. 4 by 8. And this, we want to start with the 8 across the top of our scoreboard. And I'm going to score it 1/2. You can score it 7.5, but I'm turning it to be 4 across the top and scoring it 1/2 inch. Then I will turn it and score it again with the 8 across the top of the scoreboard at 1/2 inch. Thank you, Suzette. Yep, that's gonna fit great. That fits on top of our flap. Then we have our 2 upper flaps, and these are the 6 and 7/8 by 5 and 5/8. And we are going to score with the 5 and 5/8 at the top of the scoreboard at 1/2 inch. And our second with the 5 and 5/8 at the top of the scoreboard, score at 1/2 inch. Now, before we do anything, I want to grab my page. No, something tells me these are too long. Ah, they're too. They're too wide. They're 1/2 inch. I'm not sure why. So let's grab our instruction sheets because our pages are 6.5. So I want you to change this where it says 2 to the back of page 4. Just a really minute. The 2 6 and 7/8 by 5 and 5/8. They're supposed to be 6 and 3/8. So with everything else stays the same with the 5 and 5/8 across the top. So I just need to do, and you probably do too if you've cut them, because we want to just cut each one to 6 and 3. We want to fit nicely on the inside of that pocket. Oh, um, you know what? Me and that cutter aren't getting along, or I'm not paying attention because our page is 6.5. What did I just use that? 6 and an 8. Wow. Okay, let me cut a new one. You guys cut yours at 6 and 3/8. You're right. I cut mine at 6 and an 8. I feel like I'm this new crafter because I haven't crafted in like quite a while. Okay, 5 and 5/8. No, that's right. And then 6 and 3/8. Why did I get that at 6 and an 8? Okay. Oh, it was only one. I only have to cut one. Good. Okay. Hi, Caroline. Well, you're a busy lady. You got lots of babies. Okay, again, I'm going to score this at 1/2 inch. We are now good to go. We want to go ahead and burnish all those score lines. This is that pocket I already did the sides on. So we are going to burnish the bottom. Come on, fingers. And the flap where we have the 1/2 inch. We don't need to miter these corners on our hinge because it's going in the middle of the page. Pocket, I will miter my corners so they lay nice under so the paper covers it nicely. Don't like them to touch. Pocket, and now these are at the top. I'm just going to go ahead and miter those corners. Okay, I'm going to start to the upper and bottom flaps. Okay, I'm going to start with that inside flap and pocket. I'm going to put the pocket on first. And I did already check my fit, so it looked good. I have the hinge to the left. I'm going to put it to the bottom, put towards me. Now right to the hinge, or ow, I should have done that. Right, okay, or fold your hinge back if this is easier. And match that up, whichever works well for you. Tell you this dog snoring is going to drive me crazy. It's going to have to go upstairs. Now, this is where we're going to use scraps and stuff. Polka dots, everything I got out here. So, again, if you don't have these scraps, you've got others that will work. We have the wreath and the I kind of grabbed everything out before the video. I guess I didn't from our see our pieces apart. So if you don't want to cut into, you can use something one of our similar patterns. It does not have to be exactly what is on the sample unless you of course want it to be exactly. And the wreath, because I don't want to, oh, a wreath, never mind. We do have it. I've already got it. Or you can use, like I said, one of these others. You don't want to cut into a sheet, and it goes just fine. Then we have our presents. Now, we did already use a piece, and this is a directional piece. So that's what we kind of need to look at. Sure. Do you have any again, if you don't, no worry, you've got some others that will work. We've got our Christmas lights. We've got we're going to be using the polka dots here on the other side, but you do have plenty in your stash. I'm not in your stash, but in the things you cut. So this is where it comes down to. We are using everything before we get into that last collection. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do for me is definitely cut. I'm going to cut my piece up of here, and I do use some of the red. We use some of the red elsewhere, but not majorly. It's like here because of this. This is not this paper. That paper that was simple stories that I used with. Okay, so I'm going to cut my pocket, and we're going to cut the presents here. Now for the presents, you only need the 3-inch piece, and it's going to be 3 inches in, 6 and 7 out. So we want to cut as little as possible and smack our camera. And it's directional, so I need to go this way. So 3 inches there. And we're going to cut 6 and 7/8 for our length. There we go. My pocket was stuck. Really got a stubborn corner there. A little bit more. Much better fit. And now the pocket is 3.5 by 7. And we can do the same thing with this full sheet of paper, or I can use this sheet of paper. I'm going to use this sheet of paper. That way it'll cut into a brand new one. So 3 3/8 by 6 and 7/8. See, and it's just as good. Looks just as nice. Okay, there's no magnets on here, so we can go ahead and ink our pages and put them down. Who's spending their day crafting today? Perfect day for it. Holidays and Saturdays, holiday Mondays like this. It just seems natural, right? Okay, for the back. So this time I did separate the colors, and I put polka dots. So it's that little thing of polka dots. Here it is. It was that leftover one from one of our cut aparts, and what I did is I'm just going to cut this down. It is 6 inches wide. Now we're working in the width, 6 inches. So we're going to cut it 5 7/8. Oh yes, it is, Caroline. Weekends. Oh, I mean, Christine. Yes, holidays, Saturdays. You are working. Yes, you are working, Caroline. So I just need to cut my header off, which makes this, so I can give you measurement, about 3 5 Okay. Well, I'm going to put this down first, and then we're going to measure and get our bottom piece cut. I just like snow. Then we'll have the bottom with the green plaid, green on green plaid. Hopefully, your boss isn't a crafter. Hi, Rena. Yeah, I need to get one of those hair appointments myself. Time to get some trimming done. Well, when I told my husband I was crafting, he did say, I thought we were vacuuming doing the floors today. I said, oh, I am vacuuming. Let the Roomba to work. I timed it so while I'm up here crafting. It's so I'm officially vacuuming and crafting. Now let's measure this bottom part. So our bottom part, mine measures 3 1/4. Measure yours. I'm going to cut 3 1/8 by 5 7/8. And again, I'm going to use, but I am okay. We are also going to use this for our top and bottom flap. So there is one thing I want to check. We're going to need, let's cut those first. I'm going to set this aside, okay? Unless you have a scrap. I'm going to do, these are our flaps, okay? So we want to cut a piece that is 2 pieces. For me, it's going to be 6 1/4 by 5. So 6 1/4 by 5. So I'm going to first cut my paper at 6 1/4. Hopefully we'll do the bottom. I'm gonna cut 2 pieces by 5, and we're gonna set those aside and set that one aside. We're gonna come over here. Now we know we've got the piece that will fit here. For me, yours, if you did what I did, should be almost the same. If you had the same scrap, not, go ahead and measure yours and use what you have in your scrap. And he's back. Wilbur must have went up and got a cookie or something, right? And that's going to be, oh, too long. Well, I'm going to take an eighth of an inch off. No, more like a six. It'll be like 16. Three, almost 3 1/4. There we go. Oh, we are good multitaskers, Christine and Caroline. Yep, we are. Okay, so we now have our pocket done. You can go ahead and let's grab the book. And I am just going to put it eyeballed center over here to the edge. Now we'll have room for our top and bottom flap. And we're, ooh, there goes Homer. No, no, no barking. I don't want Wilbur to bark while we're down here. I can't hit the mute button fast enough. Okay, we already cut. And the plaid goes on the inside. Now we do have a magnet on this one. I did put one on what is the top flap. I'm going to be honest with you. You don't have to have one. And it did not, I mean, it is pretty heavy. It's going to stay down, but if you would like that magnet, put it on. I'm going to put it on. If you don't, I do not allow in your kit the ribbon, you know. But if you wanted to add it, pretend this is ribbon on this bottom flap, you're going to add it right there to the flap. It'll go right here on your gusset on the back side. And that way it comes up and around and it will not tear, does not tear matting. Okay, so you'll have your ribbon there. Then you'll match it to the top. Then you'll have a piece of ribbon here, back here, and then it'll tie. Works great. It won't tear your matting either. But I'm going to do the magnets. So I'm only going to mat the tops. No, I'm not because the top is here. So we're going to kind of use our scoreboard. If you have your ruler, once you lay this out, or it's easier to mat it flat. I want to put it in the book. gonna lay that here, my bottom one, because we know it's 8.5 long, right? I put the top one there. And now I'll know where to put my magnets, right? I'm gonna start with the top. That one's super simple. Hi, Annie. Okay. So my top one, I'm gonna go an inch down, 3 inches there, and an inch down. Approximate. I'm gonna remove the backing here because this is on the back. I'm gonna turn this over. Again, this is at 8.5. It's at the top. There's my magnet. Now we can go ahead and mat the front and the back because we already know where our magnet is. And I'll show you when we put it on the book, we're going to match it up so it fits perfectly onto the page. So we want to grab the poinsettias. And again, we're going to repeat the same measurements that we did. I did it at 5 inches by that's 6 and 1/8. Yes, it is not. It is 6. Yeah, it should be 6 and 1/4. But it's okay. The insides are a little short for me. Because today, I don't know how to cut today. It's not my cutting day, right? This is, oh, Annie, this is page 4. Page 4. So 6 and 1/4. I'm going to turn it, and we're going to cut it at 5. And these poinsettias really don't, they don't have a direction. So I didn't worry too much about direction. Yeah, now we are on the back of page 4. This is the front. Now this is also my chance to see. I kind of thought my magnet might be a little close to the top for me. So I am going to move my magnet. Well, it's going to be rude today. Come on. This one. There we go. I smell the bleach. Husband is house cleaning. He's so good on his when it's a holiday like this. Okay. Or he spilled something. One or the other. So I need to bring this up. But let's start with the bottom. I want it down further. So I'll just move him down so he's not so close to the top. I might need more adhesive here. Oh, he's an awesome hubby. I can't complain. Well, my only hopes is maybe Homer didn't do something upstairs, like get into something, not overdo stuff again. He's a 1-year-old beagle, so he's a little bit. Oh yeah, he's not down here. Well, I hope he is cleaning, and I'm hoping that Homer. Okay, top and bottom. This is the bottom. That's the torn one. That's the top. Okay. No, that's much better. I know because I can get my I like to have that full finger width from the top. The paper will go down so much. I have to tell you what he was doing this morning, Carolyn. He changed the sheets on the bed because he knew I had this tutorial. So you know what? I have more morning plans of tutorials. No, he says, "No, you go down to your tutorial. I'll change the sheets." I'm like, "Oh, okay. I better then I can get all ready for my tutorial, right?" I'm like, "Hey, we can do this." He's kinda really stepping up. That's all I can say. No, he's always stepped up, so I can't complain there. I know, right? I don't know if it's because he was military. We were military, and we just, when you're military, I find that, you have to band together and work because there's just that's the way the life is. I don't know if it's that or his mother. Well, his mother did train him very well on the farm, but pretty good. If you ever want to come and visit, ask Tanya. We'll be sitting there just chatting, and he brings over our toast and jam in the morning. And poor Tanya, she's like, I don't want to go home. I know she loves her home. Don't get me wrong, but she's like, I can stay here. Yes, teamwork is the only way to survive. Okay. Oh, and just think next week we get to do our decorating. That's going to be so much fun. Okay. This is going on outside. Oh, it's on the back. Oh, when did I tear it up there? Oh, yeah, I think you are too, Caroline. Oh, Suzette, trust me. I thought about it. In fact, my son-in-law and daughter, they own quite a bit of different buildings in Kansas. And we were talking last night. There's this one house, but it's in Kansas, and I been changing it into a scrapbook B&B. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this would be so awesome, but not in Osage, Kansas. I don't think anybody lives there. Like, we need more mainstream. So, with that being said, you know what might be in the works, right, guys? Mhm. Don't be surprised 'cause it's a coming. Yeah, we sat down quite a bit last night and talked about the building he's got in Osage, Kansas, and what he would like to see me help him do, which I'm pretty stoked on. That's one place I haven't been, but there's also okay, there's the there's the building that would be made into the studio part. Right, too much on that. It's really cool. But the house that's next to it. Yeah, it's by the Flint Hills. But then there's also the there's the house. It was built by a Mennonite family and they're selling it and it's just amazing. Okay, now this is gonna go in the center, and one thing we're gonna do there's not much we could do about it, no. But we're gonna make sure if it's good with our magnets, and it does. Alright, it's gonna go in well, and you can lift the flap if you want. I just leave it down because I just want my centering. I don't want it too close to the hinge. You're gonna have a 16th of an inch on each side, but that's gonna keep it from getting stuck in over here. I was wondering, oh, you were? Rena, okay, wait, Rena, is that really your area? Well, we just might be coming to your town, girlie. I have to tell you. Okay. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna put you on hold for a minute. I mean, I'm gonna put it on mute. It's my printer, and I need to just Okay, I apologize. Apologize about that, but that was our printer and Life is Beautiful is printed in 8 by 8, so I'll put that up. And not only that, new cardstocks are there for me to sample. So our new cardstock for Country Craft Creations, and I had to take a phone call. So I hope everybody got caught up now. So back to Kansas. I didn't realize you guys were so familiar. Yes, and great. You guys know that area? Oh well. Wait till I tell my son-in-law. This may be a go. We may be in Kansas City with the well, we're just playing with it right now. That's gonna catch there. Okay, there we go. Look at it, guys. We got that part done. So exciting. Now we're gonna map the base of the page at 4. And I did choose to go lighter, and so it's gonna be your numbers, but you'll have another one. So we now need to cut the 6 and 3/8, 8 and 3/8 to go. And we may have to do some resizing on it, but that's okay. Um, my header because it won't fit the way I want it. And we're going to go 6 and 3/8, and then we're going to go 8 and 3/8. Okay. Now we do need to check our sizing because, okay, we've added some flips and flaps again. Make sure nothing hits. It's easier to trim it before we put it in the book, right? You know, when I think of Kansas too, because I grew up in the, especially in the summers, in a farm in Missouri, and those Kansas, Oklahoma, because my father's from Tulsa, Oklahoma. I just picture summers with the clothesline, the windows open, and I miss it so much, especially Missouri and Oklahoma. I miss Tulsa. And yeah, Kansas would be fun, wouldn't it? All right. Now we are caught up to where I wanted to be caught up. And oh yeah, exactly, Caroline. Exactly. And then the new schedule will be Thursday at 10 a.m. And let's I know it for sure now. I've gone over the schedule with everybody on the team and at my house to make sure everybody's working and all systems are in place. Yes, I love the thunderstorms and lightning storms in New Hampshire on the farm there. Yeah. Okay, now you've got back to page 4, and we're done. Look at this come together. So that's where I'm gonna leave you today. And then Thursday, when we meet again, page 4. Remember, this is the wrong paper. Totally. Page 4. So you'll need 2 more magnets if you want. You can tie this closed and then adhere this at the bottom so that it's more permanent than a magnet, and then have a tie. So I'll show you that too. And then we'll do the back of page 5 on Thursday, and then Monday the 27th, we're gonna continue. We're gonna do the matting. We're gonna do all the cute little embellishing, sewing of our ornaments, and we're gonna be done. And you're gonna be all set for Christmas 2023. Thank you for joining, everybody, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your holiday day, crafting and being with friends. And remember to give your pets a hug. Love you all. Bye bye.